Well, thanks for visiting us here at ArklateXHomepage.com. I'm meteorologist Josh Marces with your Wednesday morning weather update, and it looks like some wet weather on and off through the day for us here in the Arklatex. We've had some rain the past few days, which has been mainly confined to the late morning and afternoon hours, but today it looks like we'll see some scattered storms throughout the morning and much of this activity continuing into the afternoon as well. So it won't be an all-day rain, but it will come through in a few different waves today, so just kind of keep the umbrella handy. Once again, these downpours, like we saw yesterday, can bring some periodic heavy rain as well, as in addition to some lightning. So that's kind of what we're looking at for your Wednesday and likely your Thursday as well, before we start to dry out and heat up for the weekend. So I know many of you probably heard some of the rain and storms overnight. They will continue. We're looking at some of this rain continuing for the morning commute here. You can see the most dominant portion of the rain here right along I-20 this morning. And this is going to be slowly shifting to the north. So folks that are here in Harrison, Marion, Cass counties, kind of keep an eye on this prior to sunrise, and then maybe after sunrise we could see some of this if it holds together, potentially into northwest Louisiana as well as portions of southern Arkansas as well. You'd think the rain might cool us down a little bit more, but it's actually another pretty warm and humid morning. Your temperatures here in the low to mid 70s, and again this afternoon with enough rain around today, we should have more areas that have highs in the 80s this afternoon compared to the 90s. So we're getting a break from the typical summer heat, but it is going to be a warm and humid afternoon. Very humid. You know that if you spend any time outside here for the past few days. So the overall weather pattern for us, we had this large trough of low pressure, which is basically moving through the panhandle of Texas, and that's kind of what's forcing the rainfall into the Arklatex today. And you can see a pretty active sea breeze as well. So again, we may be getting rain from a few different directions here, but you can see the overall weather pattern will kind of see a lot of this shift through the Arklatex today. So that's why we expect the rain to be kind of on and off and maybe come through in a few different waves here. One thing that we are noticing as far as the model trends this morning, it's to push the heavier rain up to the north here. And while we didn't have any widespread flooding issues yesterday, we did have a handful of flash flood warnings across the northern Arklatex. So we should be able to see maybe a few more inches of rain before there's any problems today. But I'm kind of keeping my eye on things here along and north of I-30. Potentially could see some flooded roadways if we do see, again, a couple rounds of thunderstorms impact some of the same areas. So just use caution if you're out and about today. You should be just fine. Looking like similar weather pattern for us tomorrow. Maybe the rain not starting up as early, but we should have some scattered storms out there for your Thursday as well. Now we'll hold the heat down for at least one more day here. Rainfall projections, again, on this map, we like to kind of show this, maybe not so much that you focus on your particular location, but there is the potential here between now and Friday. So over the next 2 days, we could see some areas pick up over 3 inches of rainfall. That's not necessarily going to happen here north of I-30. That corridor of heavier rain can set up just about anywhere. So again, today, in addition to lightning, there will be some periodic heavy rain at times as well. Look at the tropics. We still have Tropical Storm Grace out there. It is nearing the Gulf of Mexico here at this point. It is expected to continue its westward motion here across the Yucatan, and then eventually making landfall here in Mexico. And you can see this big ridge of high pressure that is going to set up in the Arklatex. That's what's going to keep this away from us here for the upcoming days. So no tropical impacts for us. We'll have a few more days of the rain. We hit the weekend, and we definitely hit the heat wave as well, as we should have a run of days in the upper 90s Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, probably next Wednesday as well. So I would expect we'll see the heat advisories come back for at least a few days, but it is looking promising that we do have another front on the way late next week. So we're hoping we will have another cool down by next Thursday or Friday.